if you are a children's book author, maybe you finished your very first manuscript and you plan to self-publish that children's book, there are a ton of places to go to find an illustrator for your book. And you could spend days or weeks even looking for the right illustrator. And believe me, I've been there, I've done it. But there's a brand new social network designed just for artists, which is a perfect place to find your next illustrator. And the best thing is you don't need to join, you don't need an account to search for one. So let's talk a little bit about that. First of all, I'm in a lot of Facebook groups for authors and illustrators, and it's a great place to have discussions about the whole self-publishing journey, but it's maybe not the best place to find your illustrator. The reason I say that is I see a lot of authors go into these groups and they just throw out a question. They say something like, hey, I just finished my first manuscript and I need an illustrator. Can anyone illustrate my book for me? And if this is a large Facebook group, you are going to be inundated with illustrators and they are going to run the gamut. There's going to be all types of artists from traditional to digital, from really inexperienced to very seasoned artists all over the world contacting you, sending you messages, doing all sorts of things to try to get your business. It's not really the best tactic. In fact, if you want to find your next illustrator, you really need to be able to know what kind of illustrator you're looking for first. You need to know what style of art you want your book to look like, what matches the story that you have written. You want to know maybe what kind of medium will fit best with that style. You want to think about what kind of a budget you have for your book, and that's definitely something that you need to consider before you hire an illustrator, and also what kind of a timeline you're working with. I've seen far too often authors think they can have a book illustrated within just a few weeks, and believe me, you don't want that. It generally takes about 4 to 6 months, maybe a little less, maybe a little bit more, depending on the artist, to fully illustrate your book, and that's after you find one, after you hire one. So don't rush into things. So if you can't find an illustrator on Facebook, and I really don't encourage you to go to Facebook first. I actually used Instagram to find both of my illustrators. And that used to be the way I would recommend authors to find their illustrator, and maybe you still can. It's a little bit hit or miss, okay? Because what you have to do is you have to search hashtags that might be related to your story or to the style that you want or the medium. There's lots of different hashtags to use, so I'm not going to get into that, but it is kind of hit or miss. You're only going to see posts by those that are using that hashtag. There's also this new thing with AI where Meta is just being inundated with all kinds of fake imagery created by AI. Users are posting all of this AI content, and it's getting harder and harder to tell who are genuinely artists and who are just using AI. And Meta encourages it. In fact, they allow AI bots, robots, to scrape all of their content. Anything you post on Facebook or Instagram is available for these AI bots. And so that's one reason why a lot of artists are turning away from Meta and Instagram to share their work. In fact, they are flocking to this new app. And maybe I'm a little behind. It seems like it's been out for a few months, but I'm just now hearing about it. The app is called Cara. Now you can go to cara.app to take a look at this new app, that's this new social network that artists are using. And it's interesting because it's designed by an artist, a professional artist, and it's designed for artists. So it's not like Facebook where it's just, all about communicating with friends. It's all about showcasing your work, much like what Instagram used to be, or maybe like Pinterest used to be, where it was all about sort of showcasing your portfolio and the work that you have done as an artist. Beyond being a social network for artists, there's a couple of different ways that you can browse through the work that's on there. You can browse through it like a portfolio where it's just all these different boxes, or you can browse through it like posts, kind of like on X, formerly known as Twitter, or Instagram, where it's users are posting a picture along with some text or what have you. So there's a couple of different ways that you can browse the app. And one great thing about Cara is they do not allow any artificial intelligence. Now, I don't know how they can do that right now, but they're at least attempting to block all AI work from being posted on their platform, which is fantastic. If you are completely against AI, as you should be as an author, do not use artificial intelligence for writing or illustrating your book. So Cara is a great place to go to look for a great place to go to look for illustrators who are not using AI. In fact, Cara has partnered with a program called Glaze, which I don't exactly know how it works, but if you're an artist, you can use this program called Glaze that basically marks your images, and it will not be scraped by the AI robots. I don't know how good it works, but they claim that it works pretty well. The other great thing about Cara is its search and filter capability. And like I said, you don't even need to be a user. You don't even need an account as an author to search for illustrators on Cara. So I'm going to show you right now. I'm going to jump into Cara and show you exactly how you can find your next illustrator. So here we are. I'm inside Cara. Now let me just be honest. You can't use the filtering feature on your phone. I found that out the hard way. You do need to be on a laptop or desktop, maybe a tablet, I'm not sure, but you need to be looking on a computer screen to filter what you're looking at. And I'm going to show you how that works in just a moment. But what you can do is I'm searching for the word frog. I'm actually working on a book. I have an idea for a book. I haven't actually started writing it, but it is a Christmas story involving a frog. So I could search for Christmas. I could search for frog. But I'm just going to use frog here, and I'll show you how I'm going to go about looking for illustrators for this book. And I've searched for the word frog, and you can see the beautiful illustrations here. They really are beautiful. I mean, this is definitely a social network for artists, and you can tell that many, if not most of them, are very professional, very good at what they do. You're not going to find all posts like this in Instagram that are going to be such good quality. I don't know if it'll stay this way. We'll see. It all kind of depends on how people find the app. So I don't know how well you can see it, but right over here to the left at the top, there's filter. If you click filter, it gives you all these different tabs you can use. And so I'm going to search in the field for digital, and you can see you got 2D, 3D, digital, animation, traditional. So if you're looking for maybe a watercolor, you could search in traditional. All different kinds of categories here for the art medium. I'm going to choose digital, and to get this drop down to go away, you have to click back at the top there. And so then I'm going to go to category tags, and I'm going to select animals. Even though I put frog as the keyword, I'm going to still select animals. I'm also going to select down here, and you can see this is a long list of different category tags. I'm also going to choose children's art, and I'll click up at the top of the tab again. Now you can choose software, and that might be a good thing to do if you know exactly what kind of software you'd like your art to be created in. I'm not going to do that for this search, but right over here, this is a really great feature that they've included in the filters, open to work. So you can choose full-time, someone open to work part-time, someone open to work contract or freelance, or internships. And I'm going to choose contract or freelance, and that will filter even more. You can also do some exclusions. You can take out certain keywords or what have you if you need to. So these are all of the posts that apply to the filters that I have selected. And I've already kind of gone through this, some really beautiful work involving frogs, and I really liked this one here. It's got kind of like this frog sort of dressed like a samurai, and so I'll click the image now and I can see it much larger. If you look over to the right hand side, you can see who the creator is. His name is Josh Floyd. If you decide, okay, this is really nice, I want to see what else Josh can do, you can click his name and it will take me to his portfolio, and I can either look at his portfolio, I can look at his timeline and see all of the posts that he has done and just kind of get a feel for the style that he does and the quality he does. I can tell right away that he's also really good at environmental design. So not only can he really do well with character design, he can also design the environment, and that's a good strength for a children's book illustrator to have. So let's say I really like Josh's work and I want to discover more, maybe contact him, maybe follow up and see if he'd be willing to illustrate my book. Well, right here in his profile, he has his website, and they have this button up here. I'm assuming this is where you can contact the person who owns this profile. Because I don't have an account, I'm not able to contact them using this email icon. So I would just go to his website and look for a way to contact him there. So this is just a fantastic resource for authors to use. Now, before you hire an illustrator, you must complete your manuscript. Now, I don't mean just writing it, I mean also editing it. You need to first self-edit, you need to run a beta test, and you need to have it professionally edited. Do not skip the editing phase of self-publishing. It's just so important to have your book edited. I have a resource I want to give you for free. This is a checklist of 40 questions that you can ask in a beta test phase of self-editing. And this is really where you can get some feedback from your peers about your manuscript. And one great thing you can do in this beta test period is ask them what kind of art medium or art style they think might fit their book. So you can click the link in my description of this video and go and download that free checklist with over 40 questions you can ask your beta readers. Now, have you looked at Cara? Are you a member of Cara? Let me know down in the comments below, and I would love to hear what you think of the app and the program. Now, as always, please hit the like button and please subscribe if you are an author and you love looking for different self-publishing tips. I have a lot that I want to share with you. Thanks so much.